at some new and previously announced games. As online game based on the Predator is coming from the developers of Friday the 13th game, while we got a trailer for the release date for Medieval. Most notable was the new trailer for Final Fantasy VII's PS4 remake. There has been some speculation that the game, which we've heard little from recently, would show up, and it capped off the presentation as we got to see some cutscenes and briefly gameplay clips. We didn't get a release date or anything of the sort, but Sony did promise more would be shared next month, presumably during Square Enix's E3 press conference. So the state of play happened recently. I believe it was last week it happened. And I think one of the big things we have to talk about is Final Fantasy VII, because we have not seen that game in 4 years. And the last time we saw it, it was being done by CyberConnect, and then Square Enix did not like the quality of their work and decided to shut it down and produce it in-house.
That, and then like because their fucking director is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
So yeah, it was some time, so we finally get to see what the game looks like now. And the game, it was already looking good prior, but like it looked just as good back then, but is more prettier now after seeing the trailer and some of the gameplay. And it, the first thing that comes to mind is like it's very much reminds me of FF15, the way that the combat works. It's definitely they're looking like they're using that same battle system again for Final Fantasy VII. I know it's funny because people didn't believe it was real, or for a while, even when it did appear that 1 year and then died again, and then now it's back again. So I am very interested to see what happens at E3 and see as far as like what more information comes out of for Final Fantasy VII remake. But yeah, that was a huge banger, definitely to go out with, to say the least.
Okay. Before we go into the big thing, Final Fantasy VII, but Medieval.
Oh yeah,
looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, it looks fucking great. Yeah,
but of course, like the big thing is Final Fantasy VII, right? For me, I saw it and I was like, I had this whole joke about it, right? It was like, okay, you guys see all this? This is as far as we've gotten into development. like it's like, okay, there you guys go. This is as far as we are, because apparently this game is supposed to be released episodic.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Yeah, that was the original plan. Yes, but
okay, okay, so Anthony, hit me with them facts. How long since we've seen the first glimpse of this game to right now?
4 years. It's been 4 years since we last saw it.
Okay, 4 years. 4 years, and we're only seeing that first fucking fight with that fucking Mecha Scorpion motherfucker. Okay. Is that all that you can show us? And that the fact of like, okay, you're gonna copy like Final Fantasy 15 battle system, which has like, that's a whole nother fucking topic.
Well,
for me,
yeah,
because like for me, like I saw shit and it made me pissed off because I'm like, okay, show me more. Tell me what the fuck is gonna happen.
Well, it will happen at E3 next month.
Are you sure it's gonna happen with E3 though?
Yeah, it was in the trailer, man. They showed it at the end. More to come in June, which indicates Square Enix has their own press conference. More stuff at E3.
Hold on, I gotta ask you a question.
What more,
I gotta get to the bottom of this. Why does the combat piss you off so much?
Because
when you argued that Final Fantasy 15's combat was really good.
No, okay, look, okay. So I would say that's a personal bias of what I would
also argue that it looks more like Final Fantasy 13's combat, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Okay, but from what I saw, 15. So my personal bias, I love the old style of like clicking through menus and being able to control like what all your teammates are like doing. That's what I like, right? But then like this, it looked like Final Fantasy 15. to where you're doing your own actions. You have like it's like no control over your
I'm
full
team. I'm full on playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
One of the big things about Sony's going to be at E3, Josh. They're just not going to have a conference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. Saba's got me. You can't control your team. And the reason why I fell in love with these kind of games, this series of games, is that I can control like what they're like doing. Like in so like newer games, I felt like, okay, I want to do this. I want this character to heal me. Oh, he's gonna go like do something, and I have to like use a potion. Like no, like I want
this is gonna sound. This is gonna sound very. I don't know.
It's all good.
Go play the original if you want turn-based combat. Things are evolving now when it comes to games, RPGs, and having a RPG that looks fucking phenomenal in a turn-based format doesn't work quite as well with the audience today. Turn-based combat existed primarily because it was better to do for the format. And they just kept with it. They just stuck with it because it was kind of its flavor. And if you remember, when Final Fantasy 13 kind of veered away from that and how pissed off the fan base got, it was a big deal. And 15 kind of made it just that much better. But I would even argue before that it was fucking Crisis Core that pissed people off. Because that was also very much not turn-based.
Yeah, no, because Crisis Core ended up being like more of like a third-person shooter than it did like an actual like RPG.
Nah, I would argue the Vincent game was a third-person shooter.
No, you're right. No. Crisis Core was Zach.
It was Zach, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Oh yeah, the Vincent game was definitely like a third-person shooter.
Yeah.
But my point is that I was just using the combat system from Crisis Core because a lot of people have compared Crisis Core's combat to what they saw in that trailer.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
that actually might make me feel better.
Yeah, Crisis. I like Crisis.
But my point is that not every Final Fantasy game needs to have turn-based combat. Turn-based combat isn't necessarily something we need nowadays. There are games that exist where you can do turn-based, and to have the remake of Final Fantasy VII veer away from turn-based is something that I think is kind of refreshing, personally. I would also argue that there's a game in the Final Fantasy line that deserves a remake before Final Fantasy VII, and that would be Final Fantasy VI.
Oh,
I agree with you there.
I was about to say, if you're gonna say Final Fantasy VIII, I've been all over that.
Okay, but look. Okay, so look. I actually really like Final Fantasy 15. 15 is on my list of the top 5 Final Fantasy games that I like to play. But in this context of going with such like a legendary series, right? Like, it's just like people experience this.
First off, I would argue
in like a certain way. Hold on. Okay, but the whole thing about it is like I would like them to either, and like it's like a lot to like ask for, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's like nostalgia kicking in. Okay, nostalgia goggles on.
Okay.
I would like to have.
They're absolutely fucking betting on you putting on your nostalgia goggles. Okay. I'm agreeing with you, Ramen. Would you let me agree with you for a second?
Sorry. I'm trying to finish the point. I wasn't listening. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm like, of course, like nostalgia goggles on, but I would just, for me, I would like to have that option of playing like in that way and have the visuals look like as pretty as they are. But from going to like where I'm at now, I was like, okay, give me an option to where I can queue up a attack and switch to my other character and then queue up an attack and then queue up another attack from my third character and then let it all go. You know, kind of like similar to I think it was KOTOR The original KOTOR did something like that, to where you could stop
KOTOR was
combat.
turn-based.
Yeah, no, it had a mixture of both.
Mixed, yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right, you're right.
so it had that thing that I'm kind of asking for, of like, okay, you have the option of just going in, just hitting stuff with that, or you can have the option of stopping time and then just like queuing up different actions for your characters and then letting it go.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, yeah. But even though like it looks really pretty, it looks good, and I'm definitely gonna play it.
Absolutely. And I'll just end it on here. For me, like, you know, it was again surprising the fact that Final Fantasy VII Remake was mentioned, even shown off gameplay and trailer wise, looked great. Medieval was the one that I'm really excited for, that showed off, and it's like, this game looks really good.
Oh yeah.
Also, you know, Nostalgia Glasses on, like, I only played like the demo of that game. It's like, so I have very limited memory of that game at all.
Yeah.
Very briefly, I want to mention that I hope that the Predator game is A, good, and B, not exclusive to PlayStation, because I want to play it.
Oh, that is a mode, actually, by the way.
Oh.
That is a mode that they're adding to
Hold on a
Ghost
second.
Recon. It's not a full-on game.
So it could be coming to everything.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Ghost Recon's on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on